You guys warned me about buying another Jeep, and yep, here we are, 2,500 miles in, and we already have some issues. They are minor, so that is definitely nice, but it's still sad to see glitches and issues with a vehicle that is so new, and so let's get into it. Now, I suppose we'll start off with some good news. The powertrain has not skipped a beat once. This engine has done fantastic. A lot of people talk crap on this because it has cylinder deactivation, which sometimes it is a little bit annoying. But yeah, I have had zero problems with the engine so far, which you'd hope so after only 2,500 miles. And I have also not had any issues with the clutch-based four-wheel drive system. Everyone says that's going to break, and well, let's hope it doesn't. So far, so good. There are two main things that I have had issues with so far. First of which is the keyless entry, mostly on the passenger side here. You can see it's going to work perfectly fine for the video, but sometimes when I come up and press that in, it doesn't do anything, and sometimes I'll press it in like 5, 6, 7, 8 times. It won't do anything. And same thing with just putting my hand in. Again, it won't pick it up. Now, to be clear, we are still in the transition from summer to fall, and so the temperatures have been pretty mild overall. So it's not like the handle's freezing or overheating. It's just kind of glitching out, and I had the same thing with my 2022 Wrangler, and so it seems like it's just a problem with the Wranglers. I actually had the same problem with the TRX too, now that I think about it. It seems like it's just a Stellantis problem. They don't know how to do keyless entry. So overall, not a really big deal, and you know what I will say that I love about Stellantis product is they let you lock the vehicle while it's turned on. Most manufacturers, the keyless entry system no longer works. Even the regular key fob, like you have to go in, open the door to lock or unlock, but this, they let you do it, which is very useful. Now, before we get into the next issue, I do want to highlight a modification that I have added to the Jeep. I'm really excited about it. But first, I must show you the stock item that I replaced, and that is the exhaust. So I filmed a clip of the stock exhaust earlier this week when we were getting it replaced, so we'll go to that, and then I'll show you guys the new exhaust system and how it sounds. Absolutely love it. As you can see, the stock exhaust on the 392 is absolutely hideous. I know the lighting's not great in this shot, but you guys can get an idea of the back end. Like, everything works really well, and then you just have this giant hunk of silver because of the giant muffler hanging down low. And because of how low this hangs down, if you actually go over a rock obstacle, you're not going to hit your receiver hitch like most trucks and SUVs. You're going to hit the exhaust. Now, one big benefit of the stock exhaust is it does have a valve system where you can make it louder or quieter. And the stock exhaust doesn't actually sound that bad. Let's take a listen. So here is the new exhaust from AWE, and by the way, the valves are closed right now. Listen to this with closed valves. Like, even with the system closed, it still has a nice beefy sound to it, which I really appreciate. Now, I did the same exhaust system on my last Wrangler. You guys can see the muffler is a lot smaller compared to the stock setup, and it's actually not really that much of a muffler. It's basically straight pipe now. That's probably the reason why even this far back, you can still hear it quite well, even though, like I said, the valves are completely closed. But yeah, the exhaust looks a lot better than stock. It increases the rear departure angle because the exhaust is no longer the low hanging fruit. It's now the receiver hitch, which I definitely prefer. And it also sounds a lot better. I'll give you guys a clip in just 1 second. The last thing I want to mention is that we are going to be adjusting the exhaust a little bit. We don't have this perfectly lined up. We kind of just slapped the system on quickly, and so yeah, there's a little bit of adjustment that needs to be done, but AWE makes that easy. If you happen to be interested in this exhaust system or any of their exhausts, they make stuff for the Raptor, the RHO, even the TRX. They've got a lot of cool exhaust systems. Just check out their website. I don't have any discount code or anything to give to you guys. That's just not how AWE does things. Basically, they just make a good product, and if you want it, you buy from them. So there's no need to give me credit or anything like that. They're just a good company. They make good products, so check them out if you're interested. This week's giveaway is all about muscle and luxury with two Cadillac V cars, the first of which is a CT5V Blackwing and the second is an Escalade V. Both these have supercharged V8s producing nearly 700 horsepower each. They also have tons of luxury and modern technology to match. Not only can you win both of these cars, but part of the giveaway is also $73,000 in cash to help pay for the taxes, and your donations go to help children's and veterans charities. Use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment. This will give you 4x bonus tickets on any donation, $25 or more. Now let us get into the second problem. And that is the touchscreen. So I'll just quickly include a clip here showing you guys what the screen was doing the other day. Now, something to note, the screen just got a software update prior to this happening, and so I'm wondering if the vehicle just needed a hard reset because it hasn't done that weird glitchy thing since. But yeah, it was definitely kind of strange, and it made the screen completely unusable. Like, I tapped on it and everything. I didn't do it in the video because I was just kind of showing it. But yeah, I tapped on it and everything, and none of the functions worked. But the good news is I turned off the Jeep and locked it, and you know, the computer's kind of fully turned off and then turned it back on. Everything did a hard reset and then it worked again. That's kind of something that you just have to do with a lot of these modern cars, is the screens will glitch out and they just need a hard reset, kind of like a computer, right? So like I said, not a huge deal, but it is a little bit of an annoyance. But one thing that I will say that I appreciate about the Jeep is that there isn't a lot of important stuff on the screen. Like, yeah, there's obviously nice functions like the forward-facing camera built into the screen and, you know, like the off-road pages and everything. But unlike a lot of other modern vehicles, this has a bunch of physical controls. The climate, I could still adjust that. The exhaust, you know, it's got stuff like off-road cruise control, heated seats, heated steering wheel. You can adjust all of that just fine. Even a lot of the off-road stuff like Off-Road Plus, lockers, sway bar disconnect, all of that's still fine. It has a traditional four-wheel drive shifter. So the important stuff was still accessible. And I really hope that other automakers kind of go back to more analog like what Jeep has here, because these screen glitches, I don't think that they're going to go away anytime soon. I think that, frankly, they're going to get worse, and the outcome is going to be much worse because manufacturers are putting more and more vital things in the screens. I mean, Chevy puts the headlight controls in the screen. Ford with the Ranger Raptor puts the diff locks in the screen. Like, I think it's just too much, and we need to kind of go back. Like, what this Jeep has here, in my opinion, is the perfect mix of digital plus analog. I mean, look at the gauge cluster. Analog gauges on either side, and then you've got the screen there in the center. And by the way, I've been idling for probably like half an hour for this video, so my fuel economy was showing like 16 miles per gallon, but when you idle, your fuel economy rating goes down. I've been averaging about 16 with the 37s still, so that's been pretty impressive. Pair that gauge cluster with, again, I don't like the design of this infotainment system compared to the previous version, but anyways, the infotainment system with the physical buttons like this is what every new car needs to have. I'll keep you guys updated if there are more issues in the future, but so far it's been pretty smooth sailing with a few minor quirks on the Jeep. And now I'm going to take you guys out on a drive so you can hear that glorious exhaust in action, because it's great. So first off, with the aftermarket exhaust and just with the new 24 Plus Wranglers, again, this is a 25. If you have the valves closed like what I have right now, excuse me, it's very daily drivable. You got the double pane windows up front, and they just add a little bit more insulation in general. Like, listen to this. You get some nice V8 sound. It's not overwhelming. It's not droney. It's not going to give you a headache. It's definitely quite a bit louder than stock. Like, what I would do is drive the 392 around with the stock exhaust, and if that feels exciting enough and all that, then yeah, you understand. This is on a bit of a crazier level. But yeah, it's, with the valves closed, it's manageable. And what I would do want to mention is, with this aftermarket exhaust on the highway, I had the valves closed pretty much all the time. It's around town where I'll open up the valves because I want a little bit of excitement, right? Now I'm going to roll down the windows some, just a little bit, so we can get a little bit more sound in here. Now I just open up the valves, and from the driver's perspective, you basically just get a bit more noise and it sounds a bit deeper just on kind of like idling RPMs. The biggest difference is once you get into it, with the valves closed, it just kind of stays the same consistent tone. It doesn't really get that much louder. With the valves open, it idles quite a bit louder, and then when you get on it, it goes from sounding like a beefy V8 car to like an old school hot rod. It's it's quite impressive, and I'll show you guys here. Also, AEV kit, like I said, this thing can actually go around. I'm not even going that fast. This thing can go around corners, and look at how it soaks up the bumps so well. This is one of the most comfortable cars. It's a Wrangler, which is crazy. One of the most comfortable cars I've ever driven in my whole life. And that's the nice thing about the AEV kit, is it makes this so daily drivable. Okay, but anyways, here's... yeah, so you can tell it has a pretty crazy tone to it. And if we pop it into manual mode, listen to that. It's, like I said, it's like old school muscle car, but it's a Jeep. And the V8 is super smooth. So it definitely, the exhaust adds to the fun. It definitely adds to the fun. And the thing is, with the valves open and the windows closed, around town, it's fine. It's not like, it doesn't drone, it's not crazy loud or anything like that. It's just, you get some nice noises. The reason why I have the valves closed at highway speeds, once you get above 70 miles an hour or at 70 miles an hour, and you're just consistent throttle, and you're gonna be high, because it's got a 4.56 axle ratio, you're gonna be above 2,000 RPMs likely, then that's where you're gonna get the droning a little bit with the valves open. But again, then you just close the valves and it goes away. Not a problem. So, man, I love this thing. I really hope that, like, the glitches I've had is gonna be all that happens with this problem-wise. I'll see, I'll let you guys know. I got an extended warranty on it, so we got stuff covered for quite some time. But let me know you guys think about the minor problems. Let me you guys think about the aftermarket exhaust and just the whole kit. I've been super impressed with this. This is the most modified vehicle I've ever had on the channel. And as bad as this is for the bank account, it makes me like modified vehicles more when they're, because this is done right. It makes the Jeep drive so much better. It makes the experience so much better, to where I'm like, why would I ever drive anything else other than this V8 Wrangler?